Hey everyone, it's on Just Restart. So I'm sorry to my subscribers for not putting out any videos recently. I've been completely and utterly engaged and enthralled in the world of Hyrule. But because I've put so much time into this game, I can finally provide a proper review for it. So here we go. Now, you may have heard already, but if you haven't, I'll just say it anyways. This game has received more perfect scores by certified critics more than any other game in history. And going into this game, I didn't think it was possible to be as engaged and as enthralled and mystified as I was as a kid when I played Ocarina of Time, Super Mario 64, or Metroid Prime. I thought that because I was a kid, I was far more impressionable, and that's why those experiences were so amazing for me at the time. I haven't really been able to play a game that matches those experiences since. But with Breath of the Wild, it's proven that it wasn't because I was a kid. Well, not entirely. This game is matching those experiences, if not exceeding them. I'm completely mystified and enthralled and engaged in this world. It's truly magical, it's truly amazing, and it's mind-blowing to say the least. It's that incredible, it is that special. But what exactly is going on in Breath of the Wild that it's actually able to do this? Why is it so receiving all these perfect scores? Why are so many people saying that this may be the greatest of all time? It's not a tough question to answer, but it's a hard question to completely answer perfectly, if that makes any sense, because it's not just one single reason. I don't think it's a multitude of things that are combined together. This world has been eloquently woven together to create this incredible, magical, fantastic, living, breathing world. It is the greatest realized fantasy world in the history of video games. That's not hyperbole. I mean it. Multiple times playing this game, I've been thinking, wow, this is the Zelda I've always dreamed of. It is your ideal Zelda. It is challenging, you will die repeatedly, but you will not be frustrated even though the game is hard. You will either be forced to think differently and tackle a situation differently, or you'll simply go somewhere else that's interesting. And that's another amazing thing about this game, because you're constantly seeing different points of interest, and you're going to be constantly sidetracked. You're always going to see one thing. You'll see ruins, you'll be like, oh, what's going on with these ruins? And then you're going to see something climbing on that mountain. You're going to run away to that mountain and see what's climbing on that mountain. Then you'll see another mountain that's glowing, you're going to go to that mountain. And every time you're climbing on these different mountains, because you just want to climb as high as you can, it's like a natural human instinct to climb as high as you can, you're going to climb on a mountain, see all these different things down below. You'll see this camp over here, you'll see this weird animal flying or running around over here, and then you're going to fly down and see what's going on over there. And then you'll see this glowing structure, and then you'll go into it, and it's going to be a shrine. And for the record, their shrines are basically mini dungeons. There's over 100 of them in the game. And these shrines have these very engaging puzzles that use different physics-based mechanics you need to use physics-based mechanics to solve them. It's kind of like playing Portal with a Zelda-esque sort of like theme to it, if that makes any sense. Zelda has always had very interesting puzzles, but a lot of them are now physics-based, so there's a lot of different ways to do them. And it's incredibly interesting. They really do make you think differently. If you were to take all the shrines in this game and just put them in a linear order in some different game, and that was all there was to play, it would still be an incredibly amazing puzzle game. But there's a lot more to this game than just the shrines, even though they're amazing. These shrines give you collectibles, different weapons and gear and jewels and armor, and there's just so much going on with this world, so many different things to collect and see. It's just amazing, and you're constantly looking for more awesome stuff wherever you go. And then the economy is amazing, because you're going to obtain these different resources, and you're going to sell them so you can obtain more cool stuff later on. And then where you do this is usually in villages, and these villages have tons of amazing NPCs and characters that offer side quests and shrine quests or contribute to the story in some way, and they tell you many interesting things about the world. It's amazing, really. And speaking of the interesting ideas and details about the world, there's so much lore and history to discover in this game, so you're going to look for ruins to see what's going on, or you're going to go into someone's house and read their logs or their books about what exactly happened with Hyrule, and learn more about the history and environment of Hyrule. And there are tons of nods to different Zelda games in this game. everywhere. It's literally everywhere. There's tons and tons of nods, and it's just incredible. So exploring rewards you so much, not with just awesome items or interesting core puzzles or seeing more shrines with awesome gameplay and puzzles, and then learning about the story itself, or just simply walking down a hill is awesome. Like, it's just fun to walk through this world, because you'll see tons of wildlife reacting realistically, or enemies laughing at each other. You'll see them from outside, and you can decide to sneak up on them, like some sort of Ghost Recon Splinter style sort of stuff, and kill them from behind, or you can go gung-ho and just set them ablaze, or you can attach a bomb to a balloon and bomb them from below, or just do all these different things, because the physics and abilities of this game allow you to tackle things in so many different ways. There are literally no limitations in this game. You can do essentially anything, and that's amazing. There's just so much going on with this world. I mean, the weather reacts dynamically, and that changes how you play the game. If it's raining, if it's lightning, if it's windy, if it's hot, if it's cold, all these different things happen, and it's just, the world's dynamic, it's moving, it's changing, it's reacting to you constantly. This is the greatest realized living, breathing world ever, and I think that's what's so amazing. What they've accomplished with the physics system and the different systems they've put into place, it makes every other game, not just open world games, feel static by comparison, because everything reacts to you in a realistic and interesting way. Everything's just beautifully woven together. The story is told in a very interesting way. It's like this segmented way that you don't have to experience in a linear sort of fashion. It's kind of like Pulp Fiction, where you can enjoy different things at different times, and it's still a compelling plot. The dialogue is not perfect. It's the first time we've had voiceovers in a Zelda game. It's pretty good. I honestly still feel like I'm watching an awesome fantasy movie, but given that Link is silent, which is something they totally should do, I do feel like sometimes the pacing's a little off. But it's overall, it's still very good dialogue, and the story is very good, and the details in this game are amazing. I'm just rambling here because there's just so much to say. The game is hard, the story is great, there's tons to explore, there's tons to see, everything is reacting to you realistically, the shrines are amazing, the bosses are awesome. It's incredible. This game does so much. It's a beautiful game with awesome music. That is one minor gripe I guess with the game, aside from the minor gripes with the dialogue and a few frame rate issues that ultimately don't really affect things in any negative way. I do think there could be a little bit more orchestrated music, but what we do have is this ambient music that is soft and interesting and reacts dynamically to the world. There are points where you do hear interesting music, that, like in towns or cutscenes or during certain events in the game. So you do have it. It's just not as much as other Zelda games. You have more ambient music, which really does help to build the world, which is amazing. So overall, it's kind of a trade-off, but it's still pretty amazing. And I mean, the music is pretty iconic. It's going to become iconic. It's that good. It's just, it's a different approach. Everything about this game is special. You're going to be running around and discovering all these different magical things, and you're being constantly enthralled. Even after beating the story, there's still so much more to see, so much more to discover and challenge yourself with. This game is fun, it's challenging, it's magical, it's better than pretty much everything else out there. It will change your gaming experience, and what Nintendo has accomplished here is more than just a step in the right direction. They have literally changed the way open world games are. This game transcends reality. Now when I say that, I mean that this game is getting us ever closer to that dream of this virtual reality fantasy escape. So I think it's a much bigger step towards that dream than VR is. This game truly is transcending what we expect from a perfect, ideal game. This game is a living, breathing world, and it's entirely engaging and entirely magical, and it's incredibly awesome. I am littering this game with compliments because essentially that's pretty much what it deserves, aside from incredibly minor gripes. This game is amazing. But going back to the minor gripes, that's what makes this game even more amazing, because this game pretty much trumps everything else that has come before it, and yet I still see room for improvement. And that's what's incredibly scary to me, because Nintendo has created something here that I think they should use in the future to completely and just improve upon it, evolutionize it. That's not a word, but just improve upon it and continue to grow and evolve what video games can become. Breath of the Wild has transcended reality, and it is an amazing fantasy experience. And what Nintendo has done, as I've said repeatedly, I'm being redundant here because I'm trying to speak from the heart, I'm not using a script, and it's just, what they've done with this game is truly going to change the way we will play games in the future. This game has done so much, and it is truly a game that everyone should try to get their hands on, because it is that good. This is an amazing game. You should definitely play it. Regardless if you're a Zelda fan or a Nintendo fan, you need to play this game. You owe yourself to play this game, because this game is a game that transcends reality. It is that amazing. And of course, I give Breath of the Wild a 10 out of 10. Despite minor imperfections, it transcends what every other game does. It goes far beyond. It has so much majesty and mysticism to it. It's amazing. So, play The Legend of Zelda, Breath of the Wild. See you later, guys.